Welcome back to another edition of Comics Connects. Today we're joined virtually all the way from USA. David, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, your role, and what CoreSenses specialises in.
CoreSenses is a learning support service for students with learning difficulties, and my role within that is to provide technological solutions for the teachers to be able to better communicate and teach the students.
Can you describe your working relationship with comics, including how long you've been working together and the type of projects that we've collaborated on?
So I was first introduced to comics in 2020, obviously when COVID hit and we had to work out a solution to be able to go remotely. We had come up with ideas, we'd tried a few different things and that weren't quite working, and we needed a bit more, sophisticated, a bit more complex solution that us in-house was not able to provide. And we had ideas, we had things that we wanted to do, and to be able to find someone like comics that would kind of take the time to understand the scenario and put together a solution for us has been great.
So what sparked the initial need for a digital transformation or an IT solution within CoreSenses?
So the initial spark was definitely COVID and having to close our classroom, because prior to that it was a learning environment that was classroom based. We had to look for a different solution. Being able to work with ComX to be able to adjust it a little bit to provide a classroom experience but virtually, and being able to work that out and going through after the pandemic, we were able to transition to a more hybrid approach.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced during the transformation process, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so there was quite a few things that we had to work our way through to be able to give a in-person approach, but in an online environment. There were four major aspects, I think, that we kind of broke down. So the first one would be just to provide a isolated, focused environment for the students. The second bit was to provide that kind of security and that knowing of support was there. So the teacher, while providing that focused environment, also had to be able to see them and supervise them and be able to jump in whenever they needed to. It was also about creating a fun environment as well. So we had to pull out different things. So we use GIFs a lot. We're able to put GIFs on their screen. We're able to give them little sound effects and stuff when they get something right and all that sort of thing. And that really provides, that kind of like humorous aspect or that interaction. And you can really create a personal connection. It just needed to be easy to use because they're teachers where, they were never trained to be online, to be using virtual desktops, to be able to use GIFs, to be able to use like audio devices, that sort of stuff. It had to really be a one-button approach. That I push this button, all these things happen to be able to give me that experience, and that was actually a very key thing, because we can have all the technology in the world, but if no one can use it, then it's kind of pointless in our sort of scenario.
Outside the technical achievements, what's some of the benefits you found of actually working with comics?
I think a lot of the benefit was being able to, for comics to really understand what we were doing and have and be sympathetic towards that as well, and understand the environment and taking the time to do that. I think without that connection, without comics being able to come in and really understand the students and have those appreciation for what these parents were kind of going through and the help that the parents and the students needed, then this wouldn't be possible. Comics really understood that, and that's why that we were able to be so successful with this transformation project.